Hello, welcome back to KXM Plus. I'm your anchor, Esmeralda Zamora, and we have some severe weather threats here in Central Texas. With me to talk about this is our meteorologist, Freddie Vela. Freddie, thanks for joining us. What can you tell us?
Yeah, I just want to remind everyone really quickly that, of course, you can find all this information not only here on KXAN Plus, but you can also find it on KXAN.com, our KXAN weather app, which we encourage you to download, and, of course, KXAN News app, which will definitely help out. All right, so I do want to talk about what's happening right now. Obviously, we're still seeing plenty of showers and thunderstorms moving across the area. This is a live look at our newest camera, Santa Rita Ranch, and you're able to see some of the dark clouds and some of the showers that are moving through. So let's take a look now. We are watching a severe thunderstorm warning that is now in effect. Let's go ahead and zoom in. So most of these graphics I can control, so apologies. I'll make sure that you guys know when I'm going to zoom in. It looks like they're actually updating the severe thunderstorm warning right now. And that's what I'm watching. It looks like they've shrunk it now from about 183 all the way to the county line of Williamson County. We're able to see where that severe thunderstorm is. There's a lot going on within this one area. I'm going to go ahead and stop that right there so that way you can see exactly who's being affected. I'll zoom in a bit more. Again, if you're just joining us, this is within northern and western Williamson County, just passing Liberty Hill, going over 183 and heading out towards the county line. It looks like up to I-35 is where the bulk of this storm actually is. Crossing at this point 195. So from about 195 to Interstate 35 is where we're seeing the bulk of the storms coming through. But this severe thunderstorm warning is now in effect. And this runs until 10 a.m. And you can tell it does include the northern and western portions of Williamson County. So north of Georgetown, east of Liberty Hill, and right around Jarrell is where we're actually seeing a majority of the storm really starting to pick up. This is in effect until 10 a.m. And there's a majority of reasons why they would issue this. One would obviously be because of the thunderstorms that are associated with this, but also because of the hail that is coming through. So let's talk about hail. This is where the hail signatures are right now. Let me zoom in a bit more. You can actually see where the hail signature is popping up at this point, looking like it's Williams Drive. All the way up to about 195 is where we're seeing a majority of the hail signatures starting to come in. Sun City Boulevard, Rattlesnake Road, and Ronald W. Reagan Boulevard. All seeing hail signatures at this point. And so, of course, we're reminding you to please stay indoors if you're within this area. So here's some reminders for when we have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Stay indoors, away from windows, and avoid any electrical appliances. And again, this is the time where we start to see some of the strongest storms come through, and we want you to stay safe. Obviously, these storms, are severe. There's a reason why they would issue these, and that is because of what we're seeing here. So let's go back to the radar one more time, so you actually get a good understanding of how big this storm is. It's this one cell that originally had created that tornado warning farther out in Burnett County, and then getting into Gillespie County. So this is that same cell that we've been watching. It's held up very, very well. No rotation in this, so that's why there's no tornado warning that's been actively put in place. This is just a cell that we've been watching that has started to move in. So I just got the warning. Looks like they're issuing another severe thunderstorm warning. Let me zoom out now. This is for Blanco, Gillespie, and Kendall out of our area. But there it is. This is the newest cell, literally popping up as we're on air right now. This severe thunderstorm warning is in effect until 10:15. So again, if you are within any of these areas that are shaded in yellow, we have a new severe thunderstorm warning that has just popped up. I'm going to zoom in to kind of tell you some of the cities that are going to be included in this. I'll stop the radar so that way we can see where it's at right now. Sisterdale, that is not our area, but in case you are watching from there, we do encourage you to shelter in place as well. Blanco, you are part of this. All the way up to Johnson City. It looks like Johnson City is just left out of this. High Texas, Albert, and Stonewall, all included within this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and zoom out a bit more. I'm going to let this play for just a moment, and then I'm going to duck out of this computer. You don't need to do anything, Esmeralda, don't worry. I'm going to jump into our weather cameras, and I'm going to pull up High Texas. Give me just a second. But again, if you're just joining us right now, oh yeah, this is looking good. All right, so I pulled up the Covington Sellers camera. I'm going to go back in now, and let me see if I can pull up the switcher. And there you go. So that's live right now out of High Texas through our Covington Sellers camera. And you can actually see where some of that activity is starting to come in. So again, if you are within any of the aforementioned areas, which is in Gillespie County and Blanco County, know that you are now under a severe thunderstorm warning, and that is in effect until 10:15. This is a live look right now out of that area, and that's what we're watching right now. Looks like there's some smoke in the area. Just want to remind you too, if you're within any of these severe thunderstorm spots, we do need you to stay indoors, away from any windows, and avoid any electrical appliances at this time, just because of what we're going to see. So let's go back. I do want to do a little more deeper dive into that second storm that just popped up. So we have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings if you're just joining us now. This is for Blanco up to Johnson City, out towards Stonewall, and then out of our viewing area. But what I want to do is I actually want to go ahead and pull up the hail signatures. Now, just a reminder, there's no severe, oh no, did they issue another one? Severe thunderstorm warning possible. Okay, so it looks like they're shortening, or they're shrinking the first severe thunderstorm warning. We'll get back to that one. Let's take a look at where there's hail right now. This is why. Check this out. So the hail is still out of our viewing area. So what it's happening here is that it's taking more of a northeastern turn. So this is the one cell that we're watching. It still looks like it's just under an inch, but that is starting to trek its way farther out towards the northeast. So if you were within, looks like Albert and down S Ranch Road 1623, and then up to High Texas 290, getting into Johnson City. Be weather aware right now. Stay indoors. Don't be driving around, because we obviously are starting to see some of that hail signature starting to come through. I do want to go back to the original severe thunderstorm warning we had been tracking. So let's go back there. This is in Williamson County, and I'll go ahead and stop that right there. And it looks like they've started to shrink that up. Yeah, we're getting a better understanding. Okay, perfect. Thank you. We are watching essentially going up I-35. So if you're within any of these spots, Gerald to Florence, down 195, Serenata, Wahlberg, looks like that's pretty much the cusp of where we're seeing a majority of this one storm that's coming through, and that's in Williamson. I know that's a heavily populated area of where a lot of families are. So just know that you are going to be seeing these thunderstorms last with us, and that's not the only thing. Look, this is trailing back as well. We're starting to see some storms pick up within the downtown area too, and getting out towards Cypress Mill. And then look, it essentially extends to where that second severe thunderstorm warning is. So you pretty much have this whole area. Let's jump to just the watch and warnings. And then I'll move. Oh, there you go. Okay, well, that wasn't what I intended to do. There we go. Right there. This is what I wanted to show you. You can see how it just kind of filters from one straight into the other. This is the same spot that essentially saw the severe or the tornado warnings earlier. So again, if you're within any of these spots in Gillespie County, in Blanco County, just know you have a severe thunderstorm warning, and then farther up as well. So let's take a look at that camera again. I'm going to pull that camera up in High Texas. Yeah, we're still getting some showers there. It looks like it's starting to pick up within the area. All right, also, on top of all of that, folks, we also have a tornado watch that's in effect until 4 p.m. this afternoon. So we do want you guys to be prepared. And then, of course, hopefully, just be weather aware. In fact, because we have a tornado watch, this is what we want you to know with a tornado watch. The ingredients are in place for a tornado right now. Have a plan and stay informed. And of course, prepare to shelter if any warnings are issued. And just like what we saw this morning, we had a warning that popped up at around 7:15, lasted all the way until about 9 a.m. And so we did have about 2 hours worth of that. Now, there's no official confirmation at this point whether a tornado did touch down, but obviously, we want you to be safe. So let's take a look at our severe risk for today. We're actually within that category 3 for Georgetown, getting into Travis and into Bastrop, Giddings, which is Lee County, and up to Milam County. We've actually started to see, most of the activity to the west of that, but even then, that's within that category 2, or that slight category. So just keep that in mind as we go throughout the day. Obviously, the biggest concerns, I'll go to the next graphic, biggest concerns here are going to be those isolated tornadoes as a possibility, hail, which could be egg size or larger, and winds 58 miles per hour plus. As you can tell, it pretty much encompasses everyone at this point. So we want you to be weather aware, and don't forget, you can always find all the information that you need all day long by going to KXAN.com, KXAN Plus, KXAN Weather app, and KXAN News app. We encourage you to make sure that you have one of these ways where you can either stay in touch with ourselves or that you can stay with the radar, because obviously that's going to be super important. So if you're just joining us one more time, I do encourage you to be weather aware. We do have 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, and those aren't the only ones we're watching. There's actually some more activity as you get out towards Mason into Llano. There's a line of storms that have started to build up there. It doesn't look like it's holding up as well, and a majority of the strongest activity is in San Saba going into Lampasas. But Gillespie County, you're getting like a twofer here, because you still have what's happening within that southeast area, and now you're about to get bombarded by what's happening out towards the west and in the northwest as well. So if you're within Gillespie County, just know that you are going to start seeing some of that. Mason and Llano, we obviously have seen a lot of activity over the past couple of weeks. It looks like you're getting another round right now. And then I know we have a lot of people that are going to be tuning in from the downtown area. I'm going to ask Esmeralda if she can jump onto our Facebook to see if people are either commenting on pictures or videos that they have, or if there's any good questions that are starting to come in.
Yeah, we have a couple questions.
Yeah.
People are asking how Burnett is looking, how Liberty Hill is looking right now.
Okay. No, good questions. Okay, so Liberty Hill, looking like you're going to get, I don't want to say a tiny break. Obviously, it's raining. Most of the activity, and I'll even just put now, thank you for asking that, whoever it was. I don't know if you have a name for that Liberty Hill one.
Yeah, so our Liberty Hill one came from Soul MPR.
Okay, thank you very much, Sol. I appreciate that. So we are looking at some of the strongest storms just north of Liberty Hill right now. But obviously that's still part of the city. So I'm not going to say that it's completely out of Liberty Hill, but it looks like just north of 29, Texas 29 and up to Lodge Street, we're able to see some activity. But that's not the only thing. You do have another line of showers and storms right behind it. So it looks like you're going to be bombarded for a while. If you had plans to be outdoors or do anything outdoors, that's not going to happen. You get a little bit of a break here. But again, we're watching what's happening behind that, because as you can tell, there's this next cell that's coming in. It's tracking a bit more out towards the east. So it may move south of Liberty Hill at this point. In fact, when I go ahead and put that in motion one more time, no, it's looking like it may hit and move through Liberty Hill. I wouldn't be surprised too if this one cell that we're watching right now actually holds up all the way through Johnson City, through Cypress Mill, through Spicewood, and then moving into Liberty Hill. So again, the areas that already saw a lot of those severe thunderstorm warnings earlier, and even in some spots that saw tornado warnings, you may actually see that pop up one more time. I'm going to send it back to Esmeralda. Esmeralda, let me see if you have any other questions that have been popping up.
Corey Lynn asking about the New Braunfels viewing area.
Okay, thank you. So we normally don't touch on New Braunfels, but I'll touch on that really quickly. Thank you very much, Corey. I appreciate you tuning into us. We are watching another storm that is building down towards San Antonio, moving through Schertz, and then possibly moving through New Braunfels. So Corey, just keep that in mind, that I may not touch on it very much. But just shoot me a reminder every once in a while, and I can go ahead and go ahead and get that in there and help you out, but as well, because that will also start to affect our areas in San Marcos, moving into Lockhart, into Elroy, Buda, Kyle, and so on. I know I saw in the corner of my eye, someone asked Kyle. Kyle looks like right now it's within a little safer zone. And I don't want to use that word lightly, but it looks like it's more of a calmer area where we're just seeing some light to moderate showers that are coming in. Most of the strongest activity is farther out towards, it looks like Fitzhugh going into Bee Cave, Driftwood, and so on. So I know someone had asked about Kyle. Thanks for asking that question. And of course, I'm going to keep you updated on any of your areas. If you're watching from the metro, the downtown area, we've actually seen a strong storm that moved through. And it looks like, again, using brake lightly here, but you'll get those off and on moderate to heavier showers. I'm going to zoom out so that way we can go ahead and reorient ourselves. And then that way people get an idea of where we're at one more time, because I zoomed in a lot. All right. So, Esmeralda, do you have any more that have popped up so far?
We have a couple, but before I mention those, I do want to remind everyone of our report it at KXAN to send any information or any photos about what the area is looking like where you are. If you have rain, if you have hail, if you have a good photo of any severe weather threat in your area. We have some questions from our viewers over on Facebook. One of them says, it is from Cassie Shaney, and it says the next storm is more on track for Spicewood. I'm right at the 281-71 intersection outside of Marble Falls. Will the next storm look okay?
Okay, so let's zoom back in. So we'll reorient ourselves there. I hope I'm saying the word right. Apologies. Okay, I do have an update. Right now that just came in. So they did shrink that first severe thunderstorm warning. Let's go back in. Go back into Williamson County. It's only in effect for another 12 minutes, but yeah, it looks like they've shrunk exactly where the storm is. All right, so here's an update, and I'll get back to that question. So keep that one, Esmeralda, and I'll get back to that question. Thank you so much. Severe thunderstorm warning has been updated, and it still looks like it's still on track to expire at 10 a.m. But if you're in Williamson County, it looks like we do have most of the activity essentially from 195 up to the county line. So Wahlberg getting into New Corn Hill, Gerald, up I-35. It looks like that's the one area that's now being affected by that severe storm. So let's go ahead and put in that 1 hour motion. There we go. You know what? I'm going to put now, and then I'll zoom back in. Oh yeah, look at that. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm also going to start pulling in. Let me pull in the hail signature. I want to see if there's still more hail within that one spot. Oh yeah, check that out. And then I'm also going to click here, and I'm give you an update on, apologies, let's do that, and let's click on that. So it looks like marble-sized hail. So about half an inch, it looks like, is what we're seeing within this one area. And remember, it just takes more than that for it to start denting cars, especially if you're driving at a higher speed. So my recommendation, don't drive through this area right now. Wait until the storm passes before you start making your way on out. And then, of course, if you're just joining us, we do have that second severe thunderstorm warning, and I wanted to check the hail signatures. Yeah, it looks like it's already going to start crossing county lines here. So Albert, if you're living within Albert or Ranch Road 1623, moving into just south and east of High Texas, just know you have a big hail signature coming through right now. And it looks like, okay, it looks like it's shrinking just a tad. Walnut-sized hail with that one. Oh yeah, that would definitely do some damage. Okay, so keep that in mind. We do have that coming in. Now, Esmeralda, I know you had a question. Apologies to the viewer who sent that in. I know they're waiting patiently for their question to be asked or answered. So one more time, what was it?
Yeah, so we have that question. Let me find it again. Here it is. It's from Cassie Shaney. She said that the storm was on track for Spicewood. She said she is, oh, sorry, it just a lot of questions coming in on our Facebook. She said she's off 281 and 71 intersection outside of Marble Falls.
Okay.
She's asking, will the next storm be okay, or is it going to look similar to this one?
So as of now, it's a heavy storm. It really is. Will it be as bad as the one you saw earlier? I would say, with the hail signature we're seeing, very comparable to that. I haven't seen any indication of any type of rotation with this. And even when I put in let's do the velocity, because I just saw where she's at. So yeah, there's 281, there's two, yeah. So I'm going to put in velocity right now. Apologies, it's very hard to see on this computer sometimes. There is the velocity. Okay. Okay. All right. So I don't see any type of rotation, but what I am seeing is some away and to. Okay, folks. I'm watching this velocity. I'm watching these winds. So far, nothing shows a rotation. Now, that doesn't mean. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to keep an eye on it really quickly as it's playing out. I just want to make sure there's no real type of rotation. Looks like there's a mini rotation there, but I'm going to check the National Weather Service, folks. Don't go away just yet. So just so you know, my computer screen's a little smaller, so it's a little harder to see. Okay. There's a couple of different things that I'm watching now. Okay, so this one's fine. This one is a thunderstorm that is coming through. Would I say that it holds up very well? It looks like it is holding very well, and you could see some type of storm there moving through your area through 183 and 71. I'm getting reports, and this is what I wanted to. This is why I got a little silent right now, because it looks like they're actually getting some broad circulation just northwest of Jarrell. This is quickly approaching the Williamson-Bell County line. And so I wasn't looking at velocity there, but I'm going to look at it now. And this is why I got, given the speed of the storm is moving. Okay, so they are going to allow for the thunderstorm to, so this thunderstorm is going to expire. It looks like there was some type of rotation within this one. But because it's moving out of our area, it looks like they're not going to update us anymore. Just a very light rotation. It's very broad. So the green and the reds are essentially what we watch to see if there's any type of rotation in the area. Because what happens is when you get the green, that's the winds coming towards the radar, and then the red is going away from the radar. And when you start to see the brighter green and the brighter red kind of hitting up against each other, and then you can start to kind of see like a circulation. That's what we're going to start to watch to see if there's any type of rotation up in the clouds. It doesn't mean there's a tornado, not at all. But what it does mean is that we're getting a bit of rotation. And at this point, that's what I've been watching on the other one. If there was some type of rotation, and it didn't look as well defined as well. So that's why there's no tornado warnings with any of this. But remember, we are in a tornado watch. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump back to just this overall broad view. Again, if you're just joining us right now, we are watching 2 severe thunderstorm warnings, one within Williamson County. That one looks like it's going to expire at 10 o'clock. It is moving out, but obviously we're still dealing with some heavy thunderstorms within Georgetown and out towards the east. As we get farther down towards the southwest, as we get into Johnson City, we are seeing plenty of thunderstorms that are moving through the area. So keep that in mind. Again, if you are within a severe thunderstorm warning, we do want to remind you right now to stay indoors, away from any windows. Avoid any electrical appliances at this time. That's the best way that you can stay safe. I do have a camera that I do want to remind you guys and show. Okay, the camera went down. It looks like they're dealing with some storms. I also do want to remind you that you can find more information on our KXAN website, KXAN.com, on KXAN Plus, on our KXAN weather app, and KXAN News app as well. Esmeralda, do we have any more questions that have been coming in?
Yeah, Freddie, I do want to remind everyone once again, if you have any photos, videos you'd like to share with our team here at KXAN, you can send those over to report it at KXAN, and you can also visit our website kxan.com/report it, and there's an easier link to send any of that information or that content into us and share that for our meteorologists to use on our newscasts. We are streaming right now on Facebook and YouTube, and we had this one question that I thought was really important. TMK South continues to ask how South Austin and the Austin area are looking. We have a lot of viewers in this area, and I think it's important to remind people what the weather is looking like in these areas as well.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so let's go ahead and get a good idea. We'll reorient ourselves here, and I'm watching to see if they're going to issue any more severe thunderstorm warnings. As of now, it doesn't look like it. Again, at 10 o'clock is the Williamson one that looks like it's going to expire. But we do have some questions of what the metro, the downtown area is looking like, and just south of Austin. So we're going to zoom into Travis County right now. And I'm still going to show where that severe thunderstorm warning is. So I'll kind of do a side view here, not only the downtown area, but what's happening within Blanco County as well. So as you can see with the downtown area, getting into South Austin, just past 290 and getting closer into Buda, we're seeing some storms build up there. Nothing severe with that one. In fact, there's no hail signatures with that. So what you're going to be dealing with is some heavy downpours. We're not seeing any lightning associated with that one. Doesn't mean there's not going to be a stray lightning bolt. I'm not going to tell you guys in Buda and Kyle, excuse me, that we're not seeing one pop up, but overall, just really heavy showers in Buda. Take your time, leave early if you have to be on the roads. If not, okay, I just was told High Texas is back. All right, so let's jump over to the High Texas one. But obviously, we've been watching for some of those stronger storms. We can see the High Texas camera here, and you can see the dark clouds that are moving through. This is just around where that severe thunderstorm warning is right now within Blanco County going into High Texas. And you're able to see a light show out there right now. You can even start seeing it light up. So just keep that in mind as you're within the area, because obviously we want you to go ahead and stay safe with these storms that are coming through. So let's pop back on the radar one more time. I'm throwing that back up so you get a broad view right now. So we've been going for about 20-ish minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and leave the radar up for now. In the next 2 minutes, the thunderstorm warning is going to expire. Okay, before I let you guys go, hold up. There's actually a new warning that has just popped up. So a new warning, the warning has been updated for the one within Blanco. Looks like it's going to encompass more Blanco, less of the county just south of Blanco. Looks like Kerr. And then, yeah, so these are all happening in real times. So I'm trying to pull up my phone just to kind of see, but folks at home, in case you're wondering why, get a little quiet here. I'm doing all this in real time, and then I'm bringing up my phone so I can see exactly what some of the activity. So it looks like they've updated the polygon and who's being encompassed here within this. This now looks like the storm is now mostly within Blanco County. We are getting most of the severe thunderstorm moving through High Texas, which is why I pulled up that camera just moments ago, getting up to about 290 and 281. I know someone earlier had asked what it's like for 281 and 71. It looks like you're next on that list. Some of the heaviest showers are about to move through your area. Do I think it's going to be just as severe as earlier? Doesn't look like it's holding up as much, and I'm not seeing as much lightning associated with this storm as the one we did earlier. Plus, we did have that tornado warning that had come up with the earlier one too. So looks like that. I do want to pull up hail signature one more time. Yeah, it looks like the hail is now mostly moving through. It looks like Albert and just south of High. So if you're within High Texas, You're already starting to see and probably hear some of the hail. It looks like it's going to start picking up even more within the next minute or two. So just keep that in mind as that cell starts to come in. So it's 10 a.m. I believe they've let the other severe thunderstorm warning expire. I'm going to go up to Williamson County right now. Thank you. I'm going to go up to Williamson County right now. Yeah, they've let the other one expire. Looks like that one is now done. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the radar up for just a moment. I'm going to take a couple minute break here, so that way we can go ahead and leave you with the radar. If you feel at home that you want to, continue watching this storm come through, the radar will be up so you can check it. And I'll zoom in just a tad so you know exactly where most of the storm is. Again, the strongest portion that we saw earlier, now moving out of Williamson County. We now have that next severe thunderstorm warning. I'll even click on that too. So you have that on the screen there in case you're just tuning in. And I'll put it over here. Sorry, San Marcos. It's not raining too heavily in your area.
Yeah, we just got a question from Michelle.
Yeah, it's not raining too heavily in your area, so I'm gonna have to cover you. Apologies, but I'm gonna cover Bastrop and Hayes counties just because they're not seeing the most activity. And then I'm gonna take a quick couple minute break. I'm gonna drink some water, regroup here, and then we'll bring down my mic, and then we'll have more coming up in just a moment. So start sending in your questions, and I'll answer those as soon as I'm back.
We'll be right back. And we're back here. We switched meteorologist. With me is Rich Siegel. Rich, thanks for joining us and
Yes.
updating. We're live on our website, on Facebook, YouTube. We're also live on our app, our KXAN app, as well as our streaming platform, KXAN Plus. Rich, tell us what we're looking at right now.
Well, we've gone back out to our weather camera at High Texas. We were seeing on most of our cameras, we were seeing rain, but this one showed the rain a little bit more. So you can see the tasting room on the far right side, and behind that is the vineyard. But let's go directly to this, because we always love when our wonderful viewers send us pictures or videos of the weather in your area. And one of the things that we were seeing a lot of this morning were the lightning strikes for various times this morning, no matter which of the storms that you homed in on. We had some lightning strikes that totaled more than 100. We reached, I think the highest total that I saw was about 165, and that was as the storm was moving over Gerald County. Now, I want to go into not Gerald County, Williamson County, but I want to go into Williamson County so that we can tell our viewers in the Gerald area, because the storm was very active there about 10 minutes ago, that the brunt of the storm has now moved into southern Bell County. That is out of our viewing area. It's affecting Temple southward towards the Williamson County line. But you see back behind, there are still some storms, showers and storms, that are continuing to drift towards the northeast. And within that, you see yet another one of those orange polygons indicating that we have a severe thunderstorm warning. It picks up the far southeastern corner of Gillespie County, around the Stonewall area, but the bulk of this in our viewing area is over Blanco County. I'm trying to call up here on my cell phone the Weather Service's depiction of the storm, and I just wanted to let you know that this storm is moving to the northeast at 35 miles an hour. So it's already affecting our viewers in Johnson City. It likely will affect on the west side our viewers in High. This is affecting the Round Mountain area too. And again, northeast at 35. I want to see if I can get you a better, let's see if we can put the radar in the now mode, which I just did. And now we're going to draw this out. I'm going to place the cursor over just to the southwest of Johnson City and come out, if I can see this, that it's 42. So that's a little bit too high. Let's go right there. And we see some of the places where this storm is going to hit. Johnson City just about right now. Mountain Ranch, Round Mountain about 10:35 to 10:40. Cottonwood Shores around 11 o'clock. Marble Falls, you're going to get some more rain. You had some a little earlier this morning. And as a matter of fact, for a while, we knew that the Marble Falls Independent School District had all of its student sheltering in place. Marble Falls gets this between 11:05 and 11:10. Same for Spicewood. Smithwick between 11:10 and 11:20. And Seduth at about 11:22. And so that's the best guesstimation of the radar as to when this particular storm is going to arrive. And again, we'll arrive with some heavy rain and some lightning. And so we'll watch this as it continues to progress rapidly to the northeast. Now, I want to go over to another area of storms as we leave the Blanco storm right now. I want to go over to another round of storms that has moved through Mason and San Saba counties. We have been watching this line of storms that moved east of the San Angelo area and headed down towards the Big Bend. We thought that there might be, and there still could be, some active weather in this, but it looks like to me, especially on the east side of San Saba County, on into the western part of Lampasas, that there's a little bit of lightning in there to the west of Adamsville, west of Lampasas, essentially around Bend, around the Cherokee area and the Cherokee Creek. This extends down into the northeastern and southwestern parts of Llano County. The line is moving to the east. We're getting a movement as we put the motion back. We're getting a movement at about 25 to 30 miles an hour. So this is going to be moving into Burnett County. And eventually it looks like that the southern edge of this across northern Gillespie into southern Llano County will hook up with the storm that's moving out of Kendall County. That's the county that is directly south of Llano and southeastern Llano and Burnett counties. That's outside of our viewing area. That county is covered by the San Antonio National Weather Service office. And there it is. That's where the smallest part of the storm is, and eventually the Weather Service will likely clear Kendall County of this. And by the way, I'm having trouble seeing the time because Freddie's... Oh, there it is, 10:11. So we're 4 minutes away, at least for now, from this severe thunderstorm warning being canceled or continued based on the amount of lightning that I'm seeing. And I'm just going to see if I can track on this computer the amount of lightning strikes that we're seeing in Blanco County right now. And it looks like it's greater than 100 up to perhaps as much as 150 to 175. So you folks in northern Blanco County are going to get this lightning if you're not already seeing it. It'll extend on into another cluster of storms. We'll not forget those that are not in any warning right now. So let's move this over to the west, and we see very heavy rain and numerous lightning strikes in western Travis County. There's a storm that has just crossed out of the Driftwood area. It is along I-35 down around South Park Meadows. Let's go in a little bit tighter on that just to show you what I'm talking about. It's this particular cell right there. It's nothing severe in that yet, but it's around South Park Meadows heading north on 35 and heading into some heavier rain in the downtown area. We're seeing a little bit of light rain in the downtown area now, but the rain is going to get briefly heavy as this storm moves to the northeast. In Hays County, we are seeing just widespread showers, but there is that one strong cell, it looks like, that is in the northwestern part of the county. This between Henley, Fitzhugh, and the Dripping Springs area. So that's what's going on in Hays County. Again, there's nothing severe in that. Now, again, while we're watching this and see if the Weather Service is going to extend it past 10:15, we're still looking at the potential for severe weather across Blanco County. We've got some heavy rain and a lot of lightning in and around an area from Johnson City that extends up towards the Round Mountain area. I want to check on some hail because I know that has been a concern this morning too. And so in Williamson County, we see that the hail threat, whatever threat there may have been, as we put this back in motion, we're not seeing any additional hail threat at all. Anything the radar indicated just to the right there, just to the southeast of Jarrell, there was a potential of some walnut-sized hail in that lighter shade of blue. But as we go down into Blanco County and on into southeastern Gillespie County, the radar, this is a radar indication. Now, we have had no reports of hail at all so far, no storm reports at all in our viewing area, but that is likely to change here in the next several minutes as we get some reports coming from the Weather Service. But so far as we monitor that, we're not looking at it at all. So anyway, the hail threat seems to be very minimal across Blanco County, especially from 290 on over to 281. I just want to go back and just give you one last look at the overall shot of the viewing area because we are going to take a break here in just a few moments. Storms across now western Lampasas into northeast through southern Llano counties, and one cluster of storms across Blanco County, showers and storms with lightning, but no severe weather, at least for now, across western Travis and western Williamson County. Meanwhile, those of you off to the east who had a lot of rain yesterday are not getting much today across Bastrop, Caldwell, Milam, Lee, and Fayette counties. Yesterday, the reporting station at Giddings, 3.12 inches of a wonderful rain, and that's good news because you folks didn't get much late last week. We will be back in just a few minutes.
Actually, Rich, we are going to wrap up this stream right now. I do want to let everybody know that we have our newscast happening at 11. If you want to keep up with these storms, you can find our meteorologist there and hear all of the updates. You can also go to our website, kxan.com. We also have a handy dandy weather app that you can download and put on your phone to get any of the notifications you would like. Thanks for watching. Thanks you, Rich, for joining us and for sharing all these updates with us.